Call this meeting of Ohio County Fiscal Court to order on this 10th day of March 2026. I'm going to ask Brother Brent Howard to come forward, lead us in a prayer and a pledge to the flag.
The Bible tells us in 1 Timothy chapter 2 to pray for those in authority over us. Let us go to the Lord in prayer. Our dear loving and gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for the day, the life that we have, and the gift of eternal life through Jesus Christ. Thank you for the times that we can always know that you are there. Your word is very clear. If we seek you, we will find you. Your word is very clear. If we have lack of anything, if we have not, we ask not. We are asking for divine intervention and wisdom at tonight's meeting. I pray for each member represented on the Ohio County Fiscal Court. I pray for each one that is here in attendance. I pray, Lord, that your will be done, not ours. I pray, Lord, for strength and courage and your peace that passes all understanding. We pray, Lord, because we are living in the greatest nation in the world. Thank you, Lord, for your many, many blessings. We will never say thank you enough, and we'll never show that we love you enough. But tonight, Lord, as we come together, as your word says, pray one for another. And I lift up these now. Before these proceedings, let things be done decently and in order. It is your word. And oh, Lord, how good and how pleasant it is for the brethren to dwell together in unity. Thank you, Lord. And we ask, Lord, you forgive us where we fail, for what we miss and we lose sight of, for our sin, for all the things, Lord, that we take for granted. Let us do better for you and for one another in Jesus' name. And all God's people said,
Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. All right, Master. We need to those claims don't get included in that later. When they do the motion.
Before you have the minutes of the February 24th meeting, we need a motion and a second to approve those minutes.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Bo Bennett,
Second.
second by Jason Bullock. Is there any discussion, corrections, or additions to the minutes? Discussion, corrections, or additions? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Before you have the bills, claims, payments, and transfers, including a late list, I have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Jason Bullock,
Second.
second by Michael McKinney. Is there any discussion? Any discussion on the bills, claims, payments, and transfers? Any discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. The bills are paid and transfers are made. We need to approve the payment of the bond. Approve the bond for the deputy jailer. Deputy coroner, I'm sorry. Deputy coroner's bond. We just need a motion to approve it.
I make a motion, deputy coroner bond. Second.
Motion by Dale,
Second.
second by Bob. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. It is approved. I don't think I've got to sign that anywhere, do I? I don't think I do. He does. Tommy has signed it. You have the clerk's February 2026 financial report. We need to acknowledge that we received that.
Acknowledge we received the clerk's 2026 financial report.
Motion by Bo,
Second.
second by Dale. Any discussion or questions on the financial report? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. It is acknowledged. We have our emergency management litter abatement does have on file a copy of the Ohio County's annual hazardous waste report. All we need to do is acknowledge that we got it and it's filed away.
Motion to acknowledge we received.
Motion by Bo. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Michael. Any further, further discussion? Being, none, all in favor say aye. Motion passes and we will file away the hospital's annual hazardous waste report. And I want to introduce to you our special guest for today. Well, I'm sorry, there's more guests after, so they're all special. But Denitra Henderson, will you come up and give us a report on Highway 1903? And speak right into the mic if you don't mind. You may have to.
Sure, so formerly 1903, right? There is not currently all there at the moment. So the judge has been in communication with me. I'm Denitra Henderson, the Chief District Engineer for the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Department of Highways out of District 2 in Madisonville. I've presented here before. But Judge Johnston has been in communication several times. We've met over the status of the Kentucky 1903 and the mining operation going on in that location. I had a meeting today to confirm after Judge Johnston asked me to look into this again. And the status of the roadway is that the former mine company, which has now been renamed, has an active permit with KYTC with an agreement that they can keep the road closed throughout 2030. And of course, that's just if they're actively mining, and Judge Johnston has now notified me that they are not still actively mining. So we, late last year, or in the fall of last year, we worked with the mining company representative to try to revise that agreement and update the bond. We have not been able to come to agreement on a new term, so we're still operating off of the old agreement with 2030 as the date, and the former bond with their old company name on it. So we're continuing. I asked again today to follow up with the mine company, and so I don't have a full update. I wish I could lay out a plan here and say these are the next steps. The next steps is we're going to continue to try to work with the mine company, and at some point, if we do not come to a resolution with them, we will go through the steps of when we have an encroachment permit that the terms have not been met on, and at this point, they're not meeting the terms because they're not actively mining. So we'll go through the process of revoking that bond or using the bond to rebuild the roadway. So again, I don't have a timeline or next steps, but I did, Judge Johnson asked me to come and update you all of where that process is. And that's where we are now. We're working with the company to try to move forward.
I thank you so much, Denitra.
Okay.
Deidre, is there anything we can do as citizens or anyone we need to contact to this, or maybe to push it to the forefront?
Are we taking questions from the?
We're going to take a couple.
Okay. There's not, I have staff that, is it okay, who do I need to approach here?
Everybody.
Okay. We're taking steps to work with them. I wish the agreement was different, but, and the legalities of exactly what is the process, since the company we have an agreement with is no longer a company, but we do have the bond. It's not quite enough to rebuild the roadway. If we choose to rebuild the roadway and not be in the same spot it is now, which has been discussed in the past, we need to talk, and we've talked about this over the years of, will some or all of that be a county road? Does it need to say a state road? There's, all of that's been in discussion, and it's hard to move forward when the company is agreeable and you talk to them and they're working with you, and then we just can't come to an agreement on the terms of a new contract, so.
Can I say something?
That's up to the Judge Johnson.
Yeah, we'll take one or two more. Okay.
Okay.
I had a copy of that agreement, and I want to tell you something, that was a mean agreement. If I had that agreement, all I would have to do is fulfill the obligations that are set out in that agreement, and that road would already be open. What's wrong with you people?
No,
Listen,
no.
I'm gonna tell you something.
No, sir, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do it this way, no. No. Yes, sir?
Right to speak, David.
Can I say something?
No, sir.
He's not using any bad words.
He was,
has the right to speak.
it was adversarial. We don't want that. Yes, sir.
Can I speak?
Yes, sir.
As far as the road or the bond shouldn't even matter. I have to look some of these things up and write them down so I'll remember them. The Surface Mining Control Reclamation Act 1977, SMCRA, which is still in effect, requires a company to return the land to its approximately original contour. This includes temporary roads, restoring access routes, and repairing any damage that is done to public roads during a mining operation. Now, what this brings you to, when the mining operation ceases, they pay in all the time that they was there mining. It's probably anywhere from 22 cents a ton to 35 cents a ton.
Mm-hmm.
That was paid on every ton of coal that come out of those hills. And it was paid into an organization that is controlled by AML. AML is a federal company. It's federal. This money is allotted to the state. There's 3 to 4 regulatory agencies that control this, and they regulate this as it goes. And this amount of money is enough to put the road in 25 times. This is trillions of dollars on the federal level. The state received millions upon millions of dollars. Money for the road is not the issue. The money is there. Whether the road was ever bonded, it does not matter. This right here, that is the reason no company can mine coal, or no company can perform anything without paying this. This is a law that was enacted under the 95th Congress of the United States and signed. This is legal.
Okay.
That money comes back to everybody that's here.
Mm.
And there is more than enough
Yeah.
to put the road back in.
Well, we'll look into it. Like the State Highway Department is looking into everything is now. Matter of fact, Ms. Henderson's just signed a new engineer to it. So I'm sure they will look into all those things.
Well, there's no looking into it. It is what it is. It is a law.
Yeah.
It is a state highway. It's always been a state highway. This is just my personal opinion. It needs to remain a state highway. It costs me 10 miles a day. I work at Russellville.
Yeah, I
I
know.
drive around one way. It costs me 10 miles a day.
Yeah.
About $900 for gas every year.
Yeah, I know. We all want it fixed.
I pay to play in, well, then why,
Well-
I don't see anything except we can either build a road, all pitch in together and be a part of building this road. Or we can go looking and see where this money went. Because it was paid in. No company was allowed to mine 8 years without paying this money in. The money's there.
That money's not in my budget. I'm not saying it's not somewhere. It's not somewhere, but the budget I control is the state maintenance budget. And so I'm not aware of that fund. I will look into it, but it's not something that I have sitting in a pot of money somewhere that I'm just choosing to not access. I wasn't aware of that. The money I have access to is the bond that the company name at the time did, which is before I was even in the office that I'm in now. So I was not around when the agreement was signed that gave them till 2030 and had the $2 million bond. So that's what we're working with in my office, and my next steps is to first get the mine company to say that they're not actively mining, because their communication with us is that they are, but locally, the message is that they're not.
Right.
May I add, David?
I understand.
They have dropped their mining part of their permit. They cannot mine it now, even if they wanted to.
There is no permit number for this.
No, all they got is reclamation only. There is no mining permit. And I do have one question, if I may. I was thinking on the original agreement, it was like 7 or 10 years and then had 3 one-year extensions. Has that been altered?
Well, like I said, Ms. Henderson just said it was until 2030, so.
That's why I was
That's
confused about
that's all the
that.
information we have.
We tried to get it revised with that language, and we were not successful.
So where did 2030 come in at?
That's when we looked at the agreement that the former named company has, that was what I was told today, is the date in the agreement we currently have. So we were
That's
trying.
not the way I recall it, but
Yeah.
I accept
I've
it.
never been told of any 2030 agreement date.
I just learned that today, and if it's inaccurate, I apologize.
10 years.
I was thinking it was 7 or 10 years with 3 one-year extensions,
At one time, right.
Well,
unless the state extended it.
Can we schedule for me to come back in
Yes,
3
ma'am.
months? And we'll have an update then.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
We'll continue to.
in a couple of months.
Judge, could you
Three.
get a copy, several copies of that agreement and let people look at it?
I will-
That'd be a fine thing. You can see yourself what I was saying in a very heated manner, because that's the only way I would approach this thing in a heated manner, because it's so disgusting.
But
If you get enough, just get enough copies of
Well-
that agreement, so that the general public that
Yeah.
is affected by it, I'm most certainly affected by it.
yeah, well, we all are.
They can see how silly this thing is. I
Well,
mean,
we will inquire about it, and Ms. Henderson will get us some reports, and she'll come back in a couple of months. And the things that you have said, she will take into consideration, and we'll look into that, and she'll be back in a couple of months
Yeah.
and give us a report.
So I'll forward you the email that we have, or the agreement we have currently, and copy you, Justin. Is that fine? And
Yeah, you can send it to me.
Yeah,
and
I haven't
we'll-
seen it.
I appreciate
and we'll
it.
have it.
I
Well,
appreciate
can
it.
any of us that are concerned get a copy, can the court provide us with a copy of the original agreement?
If we get it, we certainly will.
Well, it wasn't any problem for me, I got it the day after I requested it.
Open records request.
We'll do everything we can to we'll get it. Yes, sir?
That was when I was playing the game.
Are they still, they were wanting to turn it into a county road.
Well, this fiscal court here, we rejected that and never did.
So it's
Okay.
still, y'all was
It's still state road as of now.
saying a state road then?
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's fine. It was talked about and entertained, but fiscal court would have to approve it. They did not, and so if it's rebuilt, it will stay a state road.
Okay.
You guys would be better off if it stayed a state road.
Yes, that's what I would want to stay a state road.
Yeah.
We ain't got the money.
Demetri, can I have one question? If they deem that it's not, the mining permit and they're not actively mining, is there a point at that point, because I know you're saying 2030, but let's say we find out next week that they're not actively mining, is there a point at that they have to start the process?
Yeah, that's what she said. She can force it on,
So,
revoke their bond.
and yes, so the people I asked to get me information obviously did not get me all the information I needed before today, but the judge and I spoke, and he thought that some update for you all was better than postponing the conversation again. So I'm here with, just sharing what I know. And so if we do need to go through the process of revoking their bond, which no company wants, it hurts their bonding capacity in the future, then we would talk with the KYTC, the Transportation Cabinet Legal Team, about how we move forward and how we get the road built back. In previous conversations we've had with the coal company, they indicated they did not want to go through that process and that they would rebuild the road. Now, that's what they have told us. And I'm hopeful that they do, because while we can build roads, we'd rather them do it.
Well, it's gonna be cheaper now than it's gonna be in 2030 too, so that would be in their best interest to do it now.
If they are done with their reclamation.
I appreciate you so much. I'd get those questions, and I thought if you came and answered, it would be better than me trying to secondhand information. I do understand, though, that at one point, the coal company did put the road out for bid, and it was more than they was willing to pay. It was more than the bond was.
Okay. Well, I apologize again to everyone here that's affected by it. I know that I wish I had a whole plan laid out for you, but at this time, I just don't have that. But I will come back. I'll send the judge the agreement, and then you all will have that for what you
Okay.
need it for, the current agreement.
And I will get copies made for anybody who wants to pick it up. Okay, thank you so much.
There was a guy stopped by my place yesterday, and my farm is just directly in front of the coal wash plant, and they are currently dismantling the wash plant.
Yes.
So there's no further mining in it.
Right,
All
yes.
indications are they're done.
Yeah,
So,
we
I
understand.
agree.
Thank you, sir.
That's what I would like to
Thank
know,
you.
if they're done, what is the soonest the process will start at that point?
Then if they're finished, then they need to start building the road back.
Okay.
And then,
That's, I think that's what they would like to know.
I know, if they're finished, they should start building it back. And at some point that we lose confidence and the communications break down that they're not, then we'll revoke that bond and start the process to build it back. And that's what I don't have a timeline on for you.
Okay, I appreciate you, thank you.
I'll say something.
Real quick, we've held her quite a bit.
I live on that road.
Yes,
I
sir.
lived on that road 50-plus years. And that road represents who we are down there. We don't have the streets and all the amenities of living in town, but we choose to live out there. But with our neighbors and the other people that live on that road, they're the first people to respond when something bad happens.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? So it has become a community to us.
yes, sir.
It's sort of a loosely knit family.
Yes, sir.
But going beyond that, I don't know what the state's obligation is to an out-of-state corporation just piddling around. They're not mining, they're not doing anything back there, just making noise. They quit quite some time ago. They have no equipment to protect, no building. They don't keep a guard out there. It's just like an abandoned place. A mile and a half or a mile of road is not there anymore.
Yeah,
And it's disadvantaging everybody down there.
yes,
In Rockport, Centertown, Corralvo, and other outlying places.
yeah,
It's
we do
a severe
understand.
disadvantage, just like he tried to tell you there. It's costing and draining money that a lot of us don't have. Here's a woman that can't even get to her church without taking 80, I'm not gonna tell you how old she is, she'll get up and knock me dead. 80-some years old, making an extra trip every time. And she likes to go to church on Wednesdays. And revivals, everything that happens. Disadvantage her now for the past 10 years.
Yes,
Now, let's get all past that. Now, the coal company, I was there when they put the signs up to warn people that the road ends. The state highway ends up there on that ridge. They had a barricades, they had different signs back, mandated, I guess, by the state to warn people. That's a 60-mile-an-hour road, legal road, or 55 in Kentucky. And it runs off into a 90-degree curve. Trust me, at 90 degrees, and into a fence and a barricade, a gate. The other end, 55-mile-an-hour road, comes down through there pretty straight, crosses a bridge of all things, and ends in a berm of 10 or 12-foot high berm. That is a death trap. No sign, nobody worrying about it up at the state. Who's gonna get sued? It won't be one of those coal companies if somebody gets killed. They all bankrupt. What is this thing, the third name? That's who you're dealing with, a bankrupt coal company who knows that they have no bottom, no deep pocket for me, you, the disadvantage to get into. We can't, but, one more little thing.
yeah,
I'll tell you what, somebody gets killed down there, they're gonna come to the state, and they're gonna sue the state of Kentucky. So who gets to pay?
Okay.
Listen,
thank you, sir.
that's all I gotta say.
Well, you're the last one. Go ahead, sir.
So like I said, being there, I've been
Huh?
there
We're
for
just
3
following
years,
it out.
but like, we had a situation by my brother got hurt.
No, I'll get
And
you
the
sure.
fire department, the ambulance didn't make it before he got there, because they went to Rockport and turned on 1903, but by the time he got turned around, he was dead. His house catches on fire out there.
We understand.
In fact, it's nobody knows what it was. You know, it's a real big issue, and I just want to say that.
Okay, thank you. Sheriff, can I see you a sec? Miss Henderson's answered the questions to the court, and she's agreed to come back. She doesn't want to answer any more questions as she goes out. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I'll be back in a few minutes and hopefully have a better.
Okay. Is Justin Miller here? There he is. He hid pretty good from me.
speak nothing but the truth about nothing.
Thank you, sir.
Pretty good. You know what we have? You know, it's something different.
Thank you, Judge, for inviting me to speak, magistrates for entertaining this. I've given all of you guys an ordinance proposition that I created a few months ago. We briefly discussed it a few times, not out on public forum, just kind of getting some ideology behind it. I think one thing I can agree on, and I hope everybody behind me can agree on it as well, this ordinance, the basis of it is to protect Ohio counties. We want to make sure that our tax dollars are adequately secured when they're funding a project. This ordinance, and if we have something like this, Justin, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to look at it as well. But this ordinance is to protect the county as a whole, and as taxpayers, myself included, I want to make sure that any outside entity that comes in and performs work for our government is doing the work that they're supposed to do, and that's bonding that work as well. It shouldn't be my responsibility or any of the other taxpayers' responsibility to have to pay for the project a second time. Another thing about this is it's kind of a double-edged sword. One thing is for the protection of the community, to ensure that legalities are handled correctly. We have bonds and everything in place for when a contractor does come to town. The second avenue of this is these outside contractors that perform work from outside of Ohio County, state of Kentucky, wherever, is that occupational tax. When they come in, they perform the work, they get the money, they leave. There's no way to track that. I can speak for myself and probably 90%, if not all 100% of everybody in this room, we all pay our occupational tax. So when we pay our occupational tax to the fiscal court and to the county, that money goes back into the infrastructure of the county. I feel like it's only the right thing to do to hold outside entities responsible to pay their fair share when they come to town as well. It shouldn't be just our responsibility to front the bill on the front half. But yeah, I've given everybody a copy of it. I think I gave everybody a copy a few months ago. If you guys have any questions about it, I'd love to answer them. If we have anything to talk about, that's fine too.
You guys looked it over. I think Justin actually had a thing or two he was going to suggest on it. If it's okay, why don't we have Justin and the admin code committee, and that's not wage scale committee, I'm sorry, and that doesn't exactly fit, but as near as a standing committee as I can think of that would do it, review it. And Justin, could you present it to us at the next meeting?
Assuming you'll wish for me to, but I did, the format that Mr. Miller provided is not necessarily the format that is normally used by the court, so just in formatting, I moved things around a little bit so you'd be more familiar with kind of the feel of our ordinance, but yeah, I can do whatever you want me to do if you wish.
David, I'll make that in the form of a motion, if you'd like for me to. Asking Justin.
Yes, please.
I'd like to ask, in the form of a motion, ask Justin to revise the proposed ordinance and bring it back up for discussion at the next meeting.
Okay, and we'll have the committee work with it. Okay.
So if I had, say I was gonna get a pole barn or something built, would this pertain to that contractor too?
No, sir. This only pertains to county funds. I even put a threshold of 10,000 on there.
Okay.
So let's say you're gonna pave a road and you take bids on that road. This ordinance is no different than any other project in the state of Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee that I've worked on myself. There's nothing that is included or asked in this that's not anywhere else. you have to show liability, you've got to show your insurance, you've got to show your bonding capacity, you've got to show your past practice experience and all of that. This takes the burden off of the constituents as well, because now you know that when a contractor's coming to town, they have to meet this criteria. If they don't meet this criteria, they're a non-responsive, responsible bidder. So that bid can be rejected. As far as I know, I'm not a lawyer, obviously, but.
Based on what you said, Justin, in my review, yes. I mean, what he's indicating that, assuming that the county is going to request a contract for construction project or modification of something, they would ask the bidder to submit certain things in their bid that would indicate that they, have the authority to act in a sense that they are a legitimate company or something of that nature, registered with whatever Secretary of State, that they comply with the law, be financially capable of handling the project. When I look at it as presented, and whether they had the prior experience in performance, they would list that for you. Also their workplace safety and whether they've had any issues in any other projects that they've worked on with any other governmental entities, and that they would affirm that their subcontractors would be of a similar nature. And so what was presented to me from Justin is when I reviewed this, it was more on maybe a little bit, as Mr. Miller indicated, a little bit more due diligence in regard to the bidding itself, and your ability to see that the company that you're working with, whether they would be bonded, whether they would be legal standing and everything of that nature. And then if you found them to be, they would be considered a responsible bidder. If you had a bidder that was the lowest bidder that was not considered a responsible bidder, then the court could use that as not accepting that bid. But if you had a responsible bidder that was the lowest and consistent with statute, you should consider that unless stated in open court valid reasons why not to.
And we'd wonder where they had registered with our occupational tax as well.
It's not necessarily in what was sent to me, but it could be something that's added. I mean, in a sense, I don't necessarily look at it and write it, but I wish for your input because it is something that you guys would vote on yes or no. So just let me know whatever you wish for me to put in or not. But I don't care to give you any legal advice as to whether it's appropriate or not.
So Justin, on the second to last page on subsection 6 there, so this is actually, and I apologize, I should have broke this into 2 packages. The first 5 pages of the ordinance itself, the remaining pages are the affidavit pages that will be attached to the bid packet moving forward, if you guys so see fit for it.
Yeah, it is in there.
But there is a clause in there for the bid specification and the occupational tax compliance. So if a contractor, let's say from California, comes into Ohio County, they have to show you the employees that worked here, how many hours they worked here, what their gross pay was. That way they can pay their fair share of taxes just like the rest of us do.
I don't know if I got 6 and 7 in the original one or I did.
You may not up here.
I found what I was asking for after I said it, didn't say it exactly.
It's the last 2 pages, yeah, that's what I'm interested in.
On this one, yeah.
I'll give you that one.
No, this one has it on here.
Actually, Michael wanted to do it from a motion to refer that to Justin. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So just when you can, Justin.
Yeah, just when he gets it, I mean.
We've been throwing a lot of stuff at you lately, so whenever you can.
Sure.
Thank you, Justin, so much.
Thank you, guys.
And now then, the star of the headliner, I'm sorry, I'm trying to, as our wonderful PVA, Arthur Leach. Dim the lights. After I thought about that, would Justin think maybe he was second, if I said you was a star, he was the second star.
Okay, well, thanks for having me tonight, everybody. My name's Arthur Leach, by the way. I'm the county PVA, for those of you who don't know me. The judge has asked me to give an update on the PVA office and how things are kind of going right now. I'm proud to say that I think we're excelling right now. I think the office is running extremely smooth. A big deal to me was I finally got a full staff. That was a major deal. It took me a while to get there. And my most recent hire in September, she'll have been there for 2 years. So I think that I'm fully staffed now, and I think I'm going to keep the staff that I have, and things are going very smooth. The way that I've set up my office is each deputy, they kind of have their own job or chore or however you want to look at it. And that seems to work out really well. We all help each other when needed. It seems to work out great for us. June, she's one of my deputies. She handles most of our vehicle and boating questions. Just this year alone, I was looking at it, and in our queue, it looks like she had ran over 3,500 vehicles this year alone from January up to date. She has assigned those into the proper designations. Letha Fuquay, she's another deputy of mine. She's in charge of tangibles and personal property. Any people here that turn in tangible forms, she would be the one that would be handling all of that. The tangible forms, those are 62A500s, what those are called. And by the end of the reporting year, as of right now, look, she's done 65 as of yesterday. And by the May 15th, she'll have done 500 to 600 tangible forms, which is a huge, huge profit for the county, as you all know. A huge source of income. I've hired Devin Leach. He has took over mapping for the county, for my office. And he does a very good job at it. He does in about an hour, but it takes me probably a week to do as far as mapping goes. And whenever I took office, it seemed like mapping was sort of back burner stuff. Whenever I worked there at the PVA office, it's a huge thing in the county. It seems like, as you all know, our lines are strictly for reference. But I feel like if somebody's had a survey done or something along those lines, I want to get it correct and get it as close as possible. So anybody in the crowd, if you've had a survey that you're not seeing properly put on our mapping system, please bring that to me and we will take care of that. Let me see here. Something, georeferencing, that's a huge, huge deal in our office. That's something, it's not a new thing to the PVA office, but it's something that I've implemented that we do a lot of. Basically what that means is if there's a current survey, we will take that survey, scale it down, stick it into our ARC mapping system, and basically trace it out, for lack of better words, and it gets the lines way more precise. A lot of them are within inches. So that's something that we do with our mapping. Just since January, he's already referenced in 100 plats, and since my tenure, we've done a little over 12,000 plats that we've geo-referenced into our mapping system. The chief deputy is Patricia. She's in charge of all of our property exchanges and deed transfers. Ball kind of gets rolling whenever the deed comes to her. Whenever the deed comes to my office, she gets it, gets the ball rolling, and we kind of take care of everything. Past that, in 2025, she did roughly 1,671 deeds. Is how many transfers we did this year. So that kind of gives you an idea of the amount of stuff that comes through our office. Kind of changing pace. The duties of the PVA, they have not changed a lot through the years. I guess it sort of stayed the same. But what has changed is it's kind of gotten a little more strenuous. We've seen a lot of new challenges in the PVA office today. Astronomical sales. You guys see them on Realtor Zillow all the time. Something that was historically a $80,000 house is selling for $250,000 now. My job to come around and assess property Kentucky law states that I'm supposed to assess property at 100% fair cash value of what it would sell for on today's market. For those of you who enjoy statistics and numbers, in 2010, the median home in Kentucky was roughly $105,000 versus, I ran this model back in 24, but in 2024, the average home in Kentucky was $275,000, which is a $170,000 difference and an increase of 160% in home values across the state. So you can clearly kind of see the issue at hand that we're dealing with in our office. But with that being said, it's not easy. It's not a fun job. I get no joy, no pay raise, anything out of raising people's assessments. Actually depresses me quite a bit. But anyway, I take pride in what I do. Somebody has to do this job. I take pride in doing it. I don't enjoy raising people's assessments, but it's something that the state of Kentucky requires me to do. So with that being said, just this year alone, we've already added nearly $39 million to the Ohio County tax roll. And I think that I've done that in a very fair way. I believe that I've done that in a fair way. On top of the 39 million, we still have quite a bit of reassessment work to do. So that number is going to increase even more than what we already have, and we still haven't got additions yet. We've got some, not all. So with that being said, you'll be seeing our vehicle ride around. I'm sure everybody will be seeing our black truck ride around with a PVA sign on the side of it. Please don't throw anything at it. Larry, I was talking to you, man. No, I'm joking. With all that being said, I believe we're setting in a really good position. We're making money for the county without running people out of their homes, and I believe that's the name of the game. So that's about it. So like I said, I think we're setting really good. If you all have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them, or if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to, and if not, come to the office or ask me after. Yes,
I believe you told me this, or I believe I heard, if a house sells, a new sale, and it comes to your office, then that assessment goes to what that sale price was?
Yes, sir. If you purchase a home, you've automatically set the fair cash value according to the state of Kentucky. So that is something they get asked a lot. I get calls, why have my taxes gone up, $100,000 since last year? Well, you did that when you purchased that home. Reassessment works different than a purchase. That's,
Sure.
That's where we go out and kind of raise the value, looking at the comps of the neighborhood or the houses around it. So.
All right, really appreciate you, Arthur.
Okay, is that it?
That's it, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Justin, a couple of the magistrates have requested a brief closed session to talk about a possible litigation situation. So that's KRS 61-810, Chapter 1, Section C and F. So do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
We're going to close session.
Got Dale's motion. Who done second?
I'll second.
Second by Jason. All in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, we're going to close. Folks, we will be right back. It is going to be short. Yeah, motion to go back into open session.
Motion.
Motion by Bob.
Second.
Second by Jason. All in favor say aye. Aye. We're back into open session. I will say that no business was conducted while we were out. This is, we have one personnel issue tonight that was already in the works. And so this will be the last one you'll see for a while, because as this morning in our the leadership team meeting, or department head meeting, we told them that right now we're on a hiring freeze for the county. So I have one personnel issue. It's Samuel Whiteley for the golf course, seasonal level 1, $14.40 per hour. The starting date would be 3/8, and just roll call.
Morphew,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Bullock,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Bivens.
Yes.
Did we have any committees meet since we were here before? Any committees met since we were here? No? So if no committees have met, housing's going to within a week or so, right, Michael?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be there.
But they are gonna meet?
Yes, conference is the same week.
Okay, but they'll bring you the report and you'll give it to the next meeting, okay? All right. Okay, so we're going straight to, I had something under committee reports. What was it?
That's what you told me.
You were gonna do that one committee, but you talked about it with that, was it the ordinance?
And you brought up the wage committee a while ago. No?
Yeah, I've already done that.
Okay, yeah.
It was in there. I mentioned that
Yeah.
before Michael made his motion. Okay, we're ready for magistrate's requests and comments. I'm gonna start on this end with the 5th District today.
I don't have anything, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Dale?
I don't have anything this week.
Thank you, sir. Bo?
None for me.
Jason?
I'm gonna let everybody, I will be out at the next meeting, I won't be here. My grandson's his surgery scheduled for the 22nd, I think the meeting's the 23rd, so we'll be in Columbus, Ohio.
That's certainly understandable. Michael?
I just want to shout out to the road department. After the weather we had a lot of repairs to make, and a lot of people have small issues they've been calling in about, and we're gonna get to them, but we are still fixing, storm damage. And I just want to give a shout out to them and that they're doing the best they can. And I know they're out every day and we get our emails and they're somewhere working. So
Sounds
just be
great.
patient.
Sounds great. Thank you. Justin, do you have anything?
No, Judge, thank you.
Sheriff, do you have anything? For, PVA's already talked, we've heard from him. Bess, you have anything for the group?
I do not.
Okay. Okay, is any other county officials in the building? I don't see any. Dustin, you've been awful quiet tonight.
Usually if I'm speaking up, I'm probably not doing something
Well, does anybody from the general audience have anything for the good of this body? Yes, sir. Mr. Hamilton.
I just wondered what you decided to, where I was planning, to cut the gates down.
We've actually gotten nowhere on that. First of all, you heard about on the road just how hard it is to find somebody to talk to in the coal company now. But we won't forget it. You remind me again of that Monday, okay?
Well, I can speak for the coal company. They're not hauling any coal out of there.
Yeah, I know everybody's told us that. We know that.
Back in there, they're not hauling it.
We know that. We know that. Has anyone else got anything for the good of the body? All right, well, if not, we're going to stand adjourned. We'll be back here on what's the day we're going to be back?
Today's the 10th, 24th.
We'll be back on the 24th. Good to see you then. This meeting's adjourned.
I bet he didn't ask.